Right. So we are discussing today about defining architecture principles, which is something relating to TOGAF, because TOGAF is a kind of framework which normally we use in the field of IT, which is called the Open Group Framework. So when we talk about TOGAF framework, as part as the solutions are we providing in the field of application development. So one should understand about what are the different architecture principles which are involved in TOGAF. So there are different architectural principles which are involved in it. The first one is called enterprise principles. This is the first thing which normally we see. Enterprise principles majorly providing a basis for the decision making, followed by dictating how the organization fulfill their mission, objectives, visions, all that. Because enterprise principles, one should understand about the goal and vision of the organization. Make sure whatever the mission statement they have defined, that has to be reached so far. As far as enterprise principles itself is concerned, which is one of the key and prominent element for any architectural governance strategy from the organizational level. Next one is called IT principles, where these IT principles provide guidance on the use and deployment of all the IT resources, followed by the kind of assets across the enterprises. Not only this, these are all will be developed to make the information environment as productive and cost effective as possible as it requires. So it is not only enterprise principles we need to understand in reference to the architecture part, but one should know about the IT principles, which majorly focusing on deployment of IT resources. All these things comes under this category. Now, when it comes to architecture principles, apart from enterprise and IT principles, architecture principles, which are majorly a subset of IT principles, which are relating to the architectural work. Especially these architecture principles, normally we will be dividing into two different parts. One is about the kind of principles that governs the architecture process by affecting the development, at the same time maintenance and the use of enterprise architecture, right? So all these things comes under first point. As far as the second point, majorly focusing on the principles that governs the implementation of the architecture and so on. So these are the three different principles we can see in TOGAF whenever we are implementing TOGAF framework. So enterprise principles we need to understand, goal and vision and strategy of the organization, followed by the reaching over governance strategy, etc. IT principles, wherein to use of deployment of all the IT resources assets across enterprises. At the same time, architectural principles, which is a subset of IT, which majorly relates to the principles that governs the architectural process, development, maintenance, etc., followed by governing the implementation of the architecture, all that. So these are all generally the principles which are comes under architecture in TOGAF framework. This is all about this video.